Hey, this is JD Frost. Welcome to the Daily Ledger podcast. I really appreciate you tuning in and listening. Please subscribe to this podcast. The Daily Five really came from raising awareness in my life. So when over the last few years, I've gone through some of the most difficult challenges, challenging projects, challenging relationships than I've ever been in my life. I mean, and from a business perspective, from a personal perspective, and in order to thrive during that journey, in order to kind of almost distract myself and retrain myself that, you hear people say like, enjoy the, you need to enjoy the journey. Well, what the hell does that mean? Like, how do I enjoy going through shit? Like, and I mean, I'm going to be a little bit raw today, just letting you know, but like, how can I even enjoy that? Like, I mean, this is hard. This is really difficult. And so for me, going back to that place where I control what I can control, the Daily Five is something that I can control every single day. I have complete control over whether I beat the sun up or not. There is nothing, whether I'm sick, whether I have COVID, it doesn't matter. I can beat the sun up. And beating the sun up to me could be that I just literally wake up. I don't have to have my feet hit the floor. The beauty of the Daily Five is it's completely foundational to you. And so when I was going through those challenging times, I don't know, I just kind of started becoming aware of the fact of like, what is helping me to get through this? Like, people are telling me, they're like, I don't know how you're doing it. Chris Travis calls me Iron Man. Like, I appreciate that. That is very encouraging to me, but he's, like, how are you continuing to push forward? How are you continuing to move onward? And I just started thinking about what I was doing on a daily basis. Like, what is it foundationally that is helping me to keep going? And ended up, I follow Gary V. He always throws up the number 5. I don't know what that means to him really off the top of my head right now. He always throws that up. And for me, I was like, I always have my hand with me, hopefully most of the time. So 5 things makes a lot of sense. I admire Gary V and what he talks about. And so I started calling it the Daily Five. My Daily Five is going to be different than yours, is going to be different than anybody else's. But in my book, I talk about it. I was trying to find one of my copies of my books here. I think it's in chapter 3 or 4. I don't remember, but it's called The Creation Foundation. So the Daily Five, why it is first on this blueprint is because it is foundational to training your brain that you are going to do what you say you're going to do, and that you're practicing, that you are controlling what you can control on a daily basis. Where we get very, very confused from time to time is we are drawn to things that we don't have control over. We feel like that we should have control over it, or, man, since I don't have control over it, that gives me an excuse not to get a result. Well, that's just unacceptable to truly get what you want, I believe. And so the Daily Five gives us that daily practice of, I can control what I can control. And if I say I'm going to beat the sun up, I'm going to do it, no matter what my body feels, no matter what that little voice inside of me is saying. Like, and I'm negotiating with myself. It's my negotiating voice is what I call it. Like, I'm just not going to negotiate. And so the majority of people negotiate. You negotiate with yourself. If you're like me, I'm nuts in my head. I am a crazy, crazy person in my head. And I will go back and forth and back and forth. And that's a big part of why I started doing the Daily Five. Controlling what you can control is the magic. It's the magic sauce. It is the magic potion. It's the magic mindset that will help you overcome anything that you got going on in your life. Anything. It completely changes your mindset. So controlling what you can control is a requirement for you to accomplish big things in your life. It's a requirement for you to get what you want. And when you start to compartmentalize your life into these different compartments, and you are able to say, okay, this is what I can control in this compartment. This is what I can't control in this compartment. So I'm only going to make choices on a daily basis of what I can control. So if I'm controlling what I can control, now I have this superpower. This superpower gives me the ability to know, K-N-O-W, that I am controlling everything I possibly can, and everything else, I don't even have to think about it because I don't have control over it. It's not like whether I want to get a raise or not. I don't have control over that. That's up to somebody else. Whether I execute the daily 5 on a daily basis, I got complete control over that. And I'm telling you, if you do the daily 5 on a daily basis, no matter what, you'll get the raise, you'll get the 100 units, you'll get the real estate company you want, you'll get the spouse that you want, you'll get the life that you want, because you're controlling what you can control on a daily basis, and nobody's changing that about you. The daily 5 is really affirmations in action. So the affirmations that I'm writing down on a daily basis, yes, that is something that I want to remind myself about, and it is extremely powerful. But the daily 5 is an affirmation in action. It is an affirmation that I am going to act and do what I said I was going to do. And that's the difference. Like, we all have the same 24 hours in the day. You know, somebody that you look up to right now that might be in your industry, or a mentor, or somebody that you're looking up to, hopefully you have that person in your life. The only difference between them and you is they are doing what they say they're going to do. And they have followed somebody else at some point in their life that has done what they said they were going to do. And so they've surrounded themselves with these people that have these actions on a daily basis that are completely controlling what they can control. And the daily 5 is just a mindset. It is a way to train your brain, because what you think is what you say is what you do creates your legacy. The daily 5 is a tool to train your brain to think and do what you say you're going to do. That's the beauty of it. And that's as simple as I think that I can get to it. Is it's going to help you practice controlling what you can control on a daily basis. Do I do it perfect every day? No, not even close. Not even close. I was going to get up on Thursday and go work out, and I had not laid out my clothes. Hadn't laid out my clothes because my day starts when the day ends. That's how my day starts, is how my previous day ends. So I didn't pick out my clothes, and I get up and I'm kind of rushing and everything. Put all my clothes in the bag, get them all picked out. I look at my text, and Harold's like, "Hey, wasn't able to make it this morning. Can you just work out at home?" So I rushed outside of my control. What can I do to get back in control? I can go ride the Peloton. And that's my workout. And that's a part of my daily 5.